I constantly get asked, why do you fast? What types of fast should I do? Girl, I don't want to lose weight, but I know I gotta, pray and fast this kind out, because this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. What exactly do you recommend as far as praying on your fast? Like, I don't even know what I should pray for. Can I still drink and smoke and have sex on my fast? I get so many questions about this specific topic. And I'm also starting to realize that the churches, especially growing up as a little girl, fasting wasn't really talked about a lot. I didn't really hear much about fasting. I seen my grandmother fasting. I heard that she was fasting, but as far as the church goes, they didn't talk about fasting. And that's just honest. So I'm so happy that a lot of people are starting to inquire about it, because you need to understand that this kind goeth not out by prayer and fasting, meaning that it's certain things within you that you're noticing that you're praying and you're asking God for, or you're praying and asking God to take away, but he cannot take it away simply because you're in covenant with something else. You cannot be in covenant with this thing, this unclean thing, and be in covenant with God. That's the whole reason why you should fast in the first place. Also, it may be some things on your bloodline that you are needing to get rid of, because you have to understand that the sins of the fathers can fall on the kids. And that's just point blank, period. It can fall on the kids. A lot of times you're reaping the repercussions of somebody else. We're all born sinners. Okay, so don't be pointing the fingers too much, but I am saying that a lot of times the things that you were experiencing, it was passed down through the bloodline. Okay, you want to go ahead and break those curses off of your head, because they are heaping upon not only your head but your kids' head. So if you're not gonna fast for nothing else and nobody else, at least fast for your kids. At least your grandkids down the line. You might be so selfish and be like, well, I'm gonna be probably dead and gone by the time my grandkids get here. And that's a telltale sign that you need to fast, okay, baby? Because that means you got the spirit of pride and tomfoolery. But anyway, let's go ahead, grab your pens and your paper and your notebook. I know I already said a whole mouthful before I even started, for real, but let's get into it. What is a fast? The definition of a fast is abstaining from all foods for a certain amount of time. Now, in the words of my good sis, Tiffany Montgomery, a lot of times people think that they can fast from food, from sex, from drinking and smoking. Those are great. That's awesome. You could think you could fast from social media. Great, awesome. You should be doing those things anyway. However, the biblical definition of a fast is to abstain from all foods for a certain amount of time, because this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting, according to Matthew 17:21. Again, meaning that it's certain things within you that cannot just come out by prayer alone. Those things that the world deems as anxiety, which is actually the spirit of fear. It cannot come out because of medication that your psychiatrist and whoever is giving you. It won't come out like that. It will suppress the anxiety, and you may think, oh, I feel a lot better. It's going to come up, because anytime you suppress something, it's going to rise back up eventually. So you may want to go ahead and do the prayer and fasting instead of taking the easy route out. Okay. Now, still get your medicine, but just understand that it's going to come up again one day. Okay. So go ahead and go through with the fast. My next thing, a lot of people simply don't want to fast because they don't want to lose weight. And honestly, you have to understand, you're going to have to sacrifice something. So you're going to either sacrifice a few pounds, or you're going to sacrifice your mental health. You're going to sacrifice your mental state. You're going to sacrifice the blessings that God has for you. It's right here. It's right here, but that covenant that you're in is blocking it. If you're going to keep your pounds, if you're not going to sacrifice a few pounds, think about what comes with that. You worried about some weight. Worry about getting these blessings. You can gain the weight back. You can gain that back. You have to think about the benefits. The benefits are greater than the things that you're worried about. That's another thing. You need to fast out the spirit of fear. You worried about the wrong thing. Now, what are the types of fasts? So I'm going to just speak from my experience and the things that I know to be true. There are different types of fasts. I've done a 3-day dry fast where I did not drink anything or eat anything for 3 days, 72 hours. I've done a 3-day water fast where I only drunk water for 3 days, 72 hours. I've done a 3-day fast where I did 6 a to 6 p, nothing but water from that time, from 6 a to 6 p. And after 6 p.m., I did nothing but raw fruits and veggies. Raw fruits and veggies. Raw fruits and veggies. Raw fruits and veggies, okay? Only after 6 p.m. I've done a 25-day, the year of the bride fast. This fast is phenomenal. Now, this right here, if you've never fasted before and you think you can go 25 days without eating from 6 a, because the fast is from 6 a to 3 p.m., no food, only water from that time. And after 3 p.m., you can eat whatever. It's no food restrictions. However, during a fast, just understand that even after your time has ended, as far as like your 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then after 3, you can eat whatever, that doesn't mean that you need to smoke and drink, because you're still technically on a fast. Do not smoke, do not drink on your fast, and do not have sex. You shouldn't even be fornicating anyway. Also, I want to mention that during your fast, remember that you have to pray. But I know some of you guys may be thinking like how I was thinking, what are the type of prayers to pray? Like, can somebody lead me in prayer? Like, how do I, like, I've never done this before. I don't know. I would highly recommend you guys type in Tiffany Montgomery, Tiphani Montgomery on YouTube. She leads phenomenal A+ fast. Now, if a lot of you guys are dealing with the spirit of offense, you're gonna feel it when she first starts talking. You're gonna be like, what is she talking about? Like, who she think she's talking to? Like, that's a telltale sign you got the spirit of offense. Keep going with the fast because it's working. It's working. I highly recommend her, okay? This is not nobody I would recommend if I haven't tried it myself. I've been fasting with her ministry called Covered by God. We do corporate fast where we fast the first 3 days of each month, the first 3 days, right? And then also some months, like maybe like I say twice a year or 3 times a year, she will do the Year of the Bride fast that I mentioned. And again, with that fast, that is simply you just doing a bloodline repentance and you're coming back into covenant with God. Because a lot of times we have to understand this. When you are not in covenant with God, you will be missing out on your blessings. And it's not to say that, you know, you're not getting blessed now, but why would you not want to shoot for the moon? Why would you not want to shoot for the stars? Why would you not want to get out of covenant with something else and get back into covenant with God? Because when you're in covenant with God, the world is your oyster. You can finally have your heaven on earth. Why would you not want those things? Why would you not? That was number one, the reason why I fasted. And then also number two, like I said, the sins of the fathers and the mothers will hit the kids. You gotta fast and you gotta repent in order to, so your kids won't experience certain things that you experience. You got to think about it like this. Tiffany Montgomery, she always say this: 3 is a pattern. So you have to notice this. If 3 or more people in your bloodline have experienced one thing, this is not a coincidence. This is a bloodline curse that you must get out of your bloodline. And you do this by prayer and fasting. I'm going to always recommend to y'all the Year of the Bride fast, the Year of the Bride fast, the Year of the Bride fast. I'm going to always recommend it. Do that if you're a beginner. You can hold off for 25 days. You do everything else for 25 days. 25-day money run, 25-day this, 25-day that, 25-day series. You do everything else for 25 days. You can fast for yourself and for your kids and for your bloodline for 25 days. Even if you don't have no kids, you can fast for yourself. You can fast for your future children. You can fast for your future grandkids. You can fast for your blessings. Come on now. But anyway, notice that I did not mention the Daniel fast not once in the types of fasts, okay? Because y'all just hop on trends and y'all do things. And listen, me, when I first did my very, 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 very first fast, it was like this was like 7 years ago when I did my very, very first fast. But I noticed that when I did the fast, I did not do a deep dive, and I did not understand that even though Daniel was a fasted man, meaning that he did go on fast, meaning that he did fast, it was no such thing as a 21-day Daniel fast. The thing is, Daniel decided to change his lifestyle, his diet. He decided to not eat red meat. He decided to not drink wine because he was in a king's house. And then also think about this. If we go back to what I said in the beginning of the video, what is the definition of a true fast? It is abstaining from all foods for a certain amount of time. Whether that is 72 hours, whether that is only 12 hours out your day, whether that's only 6 hours out your day, is abstaining from all foods for a certain amount of time, right? But think about it like this. Like I said, Daniel was a fasted man, but when he decided to change his diet, he was still eating all day. He was still eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not a fast. Just changed his lifestyle, but he was still eating all day. Those of you who are going on Daniel fast are like, think about it. Like, no, for real. All jokes aside, you're eating all day. It's not one time of your day where you're saying, listen, I'm going to abstain from food. You cannot call that a fast if you're eating all day. I don't care if you change your diet, if you said you're abstaining from wine and from red meat, if you're saying, oh, I'm only going to eat vegan for 21 days, that's still not a fast. That's just a diet change. Like, that's why you cannot consider the Daniel fast, you know, a man-made, literally people made that up. That's nowhere in the Bible, a 21-day Daniel fast. That's why I did not mention it. Let's go on to what happens before, during, and after a fast. So normally you will notice that you will experience a lot of warfare. But don't run from that. Don't be afraid of that. Don't hide from it, because the thing is, you need to be thanking God on your knees. Thank God that he shows you what was up. So you will notice sometimes your kids start to act up before, during, and after your fast. You will notice that the people start cutting up at your job. You will notice that you want to cut somebody out. You will notice that you want to put hands. You will notice that you and your spouse, you and your baby dad, listen, y'all at it. Y'all at odds. This is the warfare that is coming along with the fast. But the thing is, the reason why I said thank God is because you know exactly what to pray against on your fast. When I went on my fast and I noticed that my kids was acting up, and I understood that my kids was being a little bit more gluttonous, like they wanted to eat all day. Y'all not hungry. So I understood in my mind, okay, let me go ahead and fast and call out the spirit of gluttony. Let me go ahead and fast and call out the spirit of rebellion because they acting up. Let me go ahead and call out the spirit of lust in me because I was a little bit more, than usual. Let me go ahead, like, I'm just being honest with y'all. Let me go ahead and call out the spirit of anger and wrath, because I feel like I want to literally put my hands around somebody's throat and cuss you out because you just cut me off and you almost hit my vehicle. What is wrong with you? Those are things that you need to pay attention to before, during, and after your fast, because that's a telltale sign. God is making it so easy for you, literally. When you turn on your plate and you pray and you fast and you seek God's face and you say, listen, I'm going to kill my flesh by fasting and abstaining from all foods for a certain amount of time, God will make it so easy. The scales will come off your eyes and you will see exactly what's going on with you. These things were always there. They were always there. They were always there. But sometimes when we're just eating all day, it does cloud our judgment because we're not killing our flesh. But when we kill our flesh, our judgment is, you can see, it's not as foggy. You're not walking around with scales on your eyes. You're seeing with your spiritual lenses and not with your worldly lenses. So God will make it really easy for you, and thank him for his grace and mercy. That's literally God's grace and his mercy. When the warfare starts acting up, thank God, because guess what? I don't got to do too much thinking and see what I need to pray and fast out because God is already showing me. Also, during my fast specifically, and yours too, you will notice that your skin may break out a little bit more than usual. Now, the thing is, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So the thing is, these demons, they have to rear their ugly, nasty, dirty, stinky head. This is why the warfare, I just spoke about the warfare. This is why the warfare had to come up, because the enemy can no longer hide. You're starving your flesh. You're killing your flesh. The demons inside of you don't like it, so it's going to flee. It's going to flare up. It's going to flee. It's going to flare up. It got to leave, right? Same thing when it comes to your literally your skin. The toxins are going to come up. It cannot no longer hide. I'm sorry, that was a double negative, but it can no longer hide. It has to come up. It has to come up. It gotta come up. And also understand that if you're experiencing eczema, it's actually a Deuteronomy 28 curse. I need to look that up as well. But if you are experiencing eczema, your eczema flare up may get worse. Thank God, pray against the spirit of Jezebel, because for some reason I connected Jezebel and idolatry as well with eczema. Some things are more spiritual than they seem. Okay. Yes. Also, like I said, acne, definitely noticed that I had acne was acting up real bad, big time. Ladies, I also noticed that my cycle synced up with my fast. So like it would come maybe like a day before. It would come the very last day of my fast. Like I would notice that it would sync up. So that's something also to look out for. Maybe it's just always been that way and I just never noticed because I have not had a cycle in so long because I breastfed for 2 years. And then on top of that, you know, you're pregnant for 9-10 months. So that's like 3 years that I didn't have a cycle. So also, again, I want to go over the things that you probably want to pray and fast out during your fast, and understand that I said previously that God will show you exactly what you need to pray and fast out, right? According to your daily, right? And also your dreams, which I will get into. But you will notice that sometimes you may become irritable and want to cut somebody out. Anger, wrath. You may want to fornicate. Understand that that is sexual perversion. You need to fast out lust. And also witchcraft, because in the Bible it says that fornication is like witchcraft. So fast out witchcraft, because that is in your bloodline as well. If you're fornicating, if you're having sex outside of marriage, witchcraft is in your bloodline. And that's what the Bible say. So don't get mad at me. You may want to eat. You may, you know, some people may slip up and they might eat on their fast. Or they may want to doom scroll on socials, or they may want to binge watch their favorite episodes. This is not by coincidence, y'all. This is called the spirit of gluttony, when you are overly doing something. Spirit of gluttony. Also, when it comes to your dreams, you will notice before, during, and after your fast. Yes, even after. Yes, even before. Yes, during. And then sometimes you may not even dream, or you may forget your dreams, but that's not by coincidence. So you should always, every day, even if you're fasting or you're not fasting, you need to be saying Kevin Ewing's dream prayer. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I'm also going to put it in the comments as well. Say this every day for yourself, your kids. I say it for my children as well. And yeah, get your kids to memorize it as well. They need to be knowing this. They need to be guarded up in the spirit as well. Not only you, but you need to be teaching your children and training your children up the way that they should go, so that way they can protect themselves and then they can pass it down. We are getting rid of generational curses to replace it with generational blessings. And a generational blessing is literally showing your children the way that they should go. And this is one way that you can show them, for real, for real. Have them memorize the dream prayer so that way they can say it. I don't care if you woke up from a 2-minute nap, you still need to be saying it, because you may probably forget your dream and then come into covenant with something unknowingly that the enemy tried to make you come into covenant with. Now, the thing is, like, during your dreams, or when you have these dreams, sometimes you could be having sex in your dream. Sometimes you could be eating in your dream. Sometimes you can be in old buildings, old homes, old schools, old places that you once frequented. Sometimes you can see dead relatives and be talking to them. Understand that none of these dreams are good. Every single one of these dreams are bad. That is not your ancestor coming back, because the dead knows nothing according to that Bible. So you're actually in communication with demons. Okay? Wake up and rebuke. Wake up, cast down. Wake up, renounce. Wake up, divorce. Divorce yourselves from these dreams, because the thing is, if you do not, you are now in covenant with something because of a dream. Now, that's how sneaky the enemy is, for real. But listen, we up on game all 2026 and beyond. Also, there are some dreams that's not all bad on your fast, during your fast, and before your fast. Because I once had a dream, and this was when I was on the Year of the Bride fast, when I was doing a bloodline repentance and killing, like, for real, I was killing unclean spirits, cutting the head off the demons, for real. I had a dream where I was pulling a big bullworm out of my leg, and it was so big and just heavy to the point where I had to have somebody else come help me. I had to have assistance in the dream, and we were pulling out this huge Alaskan bullworm that you would see off of SpongeBob SquarePants, right? One of them episodes. And it was so big, y'all, and it left like a hole in my leg. But that was a telltale sign that whatever I had done on the Year of the Bride fast, y'all, it worked. It actually worked. The unclean spirit, you had to leave me alone. Like, you have no choice. I literally commanded you. I literally got out of covenant with you. I literally got back into covenant with God. Now, lastly, I want to go over some things that you should not do and worry about during your fast. Number one, do not tell anybody that you're going on a fast. Do not broadcast it. Now, after your fast, you can share your testimony. But this is not for everybody to know. This is literally between you and God. If you're going around telling people, that's a sign that you want other people's, what is it called? Like, pat on the back. Yeah, girl, I'm going on a fast. Nobody cares. Now, in your mind, you may be thinking, well, no, girl, that's not what I'm doing it for. That's not what I'm doing it for. Well, unconsciously, you are. Unconsciously, you are. Unconsciously, you may want validation. And that's not something that you should be doing on a fast. Like, again, quoting my girl, Tiffany Montgomery, she said that telling somebody that you're on a fast is like getting a pat on the back from them. They're going on about their day, and now you're experiencing more spirit. She didn't say all this, but I'm saying it. I'm sorry, so not in the words of Tiffany Montgomery. But now you're experiencing more spiritual warfare, and you're wondering why. Because you're opening your big fat mouth. Shut your mouth sometimes. Keep it between you and God. God is not pleased with you going around telling people that you're going on a fast. Shut your mouth. Shut up. I hate when y'all do that. Yeah, girl, I'm going on a fast. Whole time in my head, I want to say me too, but I know that I'm not going to be done like you. Thank you. Because, baby, sometimes me and you, we both fasting at the same time, but I'm not going to say it. That's the difference between me and you. I need my blessings from the Lord. This is a time to purify yourself. This is the time to get back into covenant with God. Just go all in. You should want change for your life. You should want better for your life. I should not want more for you than you want for yourself. I'm literally trying not to make my neck veins pop out because, like, for real, I'm like, y'all, it's time to tighten up. All right, like, don't make me get y'all, for real. That's it for today's video, because I feel like y'all finna piss me off already. I done got mad. Like, you don't want to get rid of no unclean spirits. You just want to keep doing bad. At least do good for like a few days out the month. You can do this. You can do this, y'all. You can. If you want it bad enough, you'll do anything. Well, that's it for today's video. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I also post on other socials such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I post different things on there as well. And then, of course, prayerfully long-term YouTube, but long form content on here. So go ahead and subscribe because what? Like, girl, I am putting y'all up on game. Like, who do not want to get put on game? Especially coming from a girl like me. Like, listen, we can relate. Go ahead and subscribe, okay? And also, if you have any other questions, comment down below so that way I can answer it. But that's it for today's video. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time.